सरिता विशाखा सखी वृंद की, जगत गुरु श्रीला प्रभुपाद की। ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकाय चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। नमः ॐ विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी इति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नामिने गौरत्विषे नमः। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचना गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद गदाधर श्रीवास और भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So today's many wonderful occasions. It is the beautiful month of Shravan. We have to just imagine because of the complete deterioration of the climatic conditions, nothing that is supposed to be there is there. This month is supposed to be a month where everything is very green, very fresh, because of the wonderful rains that in the month of Shravan, where everything is very pure and pristinely clean. So in this month of Shravan, we have many wonderful occasions that come as part of our Vaishnava celebration, and we are just celebrating the last day of the very special Julan Yatra Darshan, which happens in the month of Shravan. Today is the last day, beautiful decoration in the Gopalji Hall, and today is also a very special occasion of the appearance of Shri Baldev, Balram, Dauji, Shankarshan. So we welcome all of you for this wonderful celebration to the wonderful temple at Radha Gopinath. So we learn from the Brahma Samhita, the prayers which are recited by Lord Brahma. Deepachir evahi dashantaram abhyupetya dipayitena vritahetu samana dharma yaktraga evahi cha vishnu taya vibhati govindam adipurusham tamaham bhajami. In simple words, what Lord Brahma is saying is offering respects to Lord Krishna, Govindam Adipurusham, the original Lord, who in this verse is saying is the original candle. If you see in the arati that happens in the altar or where whatever, there is one wick which is lit, and that wick is used to light the other 5 wicks. That is the original wick, and that wick lights the other 5 wicks. So Lord Brahma is praying here that when the wicks are lit, if there are 50 wicks and all 50s are lit, all look the same. There is no difference. But still, for those who knows the fact that there is one wick which was the original wick which started and which lit all the other wicks. So Lord Brahma is praying here that I worship that Govinda, who is the primeval Lord, who is the original departure, who is the original wick, the candle which lights the candle. And Lord Brahma, Lord Balram is the first candle that is lit by Krishna. The first has a meaning. Second, third, fourth is good, but the first has a meaning. He is my first child. The first child of the family. Very special. That's why you know this story of Gandhari having envy for Kunti, because she wanted her son to be the eldest in the family, because eldest person has a great importance. And that's why she was so morose that Yudhishthir is going to be the eldest child and not her son. She beat her womb, and then of course we all know what happened. There was a lump of flesh which came and it was divided into 100 parts, and that's how gave rise to 100 children. So Lord Balram is the first wick which is lit by Krishna, the original expansion of Krishna. Very special. Very, very special situation. When Krishna wants to expand, why does Krishna expand? Krishna expands for enjoyment, for pleasure, for rasa. So when he thinks of enjoyment, the first person that he expands is Lord Balram. Baldev, as is explained, is the Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains, is the Akhand Guru Tattva. There are many Guru Tattvas. We understand there are different types of Gurus. Siksha Guru, Diksha Guru, Pada Pradakshak Guru. So many Gurus are there which are very important. But the Akhanda, which cannot be Khandit. Khandit nahi hota hai wo. Akhanda Guru Tattva is Lord Balram. And he is the very source of all the scriptures that we know. All the Shastras, all the scriptures are nothing but his expansions. So Baladev expands into two forms, the Grantha Bhagavat and the Bhakta Bhagavat. The original Lord with Krishna lit, the first person that Krishna expanded he expands as the Grantha Bhagavat, the scriptures. Through the scriptures we will understand what is real spiritual life. Various scriptures. And then he also expands himself as the Bhakta Bhagavat or the personal Bhagavat in the form of the Siksha Guru, the Diksha Guru and other spiritual masters that we understand. So Lord Balram as a unique position is the original servant, and one of the very important criteria of being a good servant is enthusiasm. If a servant has no enthusiasm, then he cannot be a good servant. He will not be in office for long. He needs to be agile, he needs to be proactive, he needs to be really in a mood of serving his Lord. And a first class servant means who does much more than what he is told to do. That's a first class servant. So as we understand the scriptures, Lord Balram has this very, very, very special position or a super enthusiasm of serving the Lord in all the 5 rasas. There are different rasas as we understand. The Shanta ras, the Dasya ras, the Sakhya ras, the Vatsalya ras and the Madhurya ras. So there are different devotees who serve the Lord in one rasa and they are very happy to serve the Lord eternally in that rasa. I was hearing many years back, we had a lecture, it was the discussion of this particular scripture, Brihad Bhagavatamrita, where we understand different devotees, we ask who is greater, and he says he is greater, and somebody who's in Shantara says somebody who's in Dasya is greater, Dasya says Vatsalya, like that it was going. So it was explained by the speaker that a person in Dasyaras would never like to exchange position with somebody in Sakyaras, even though he understands the Sakya is higher in one sense, but he doesn't want to exchange the position. He's fine, he's happy with his service. He's not wanting to exchange positions. When they say, oh, tomorrow Hanumanji becomes, becomes a coward boy. It's not Hanumanji is wanting to be a coward. It doesn't happen. He's happy in this service as a das, as a servant. But Balram is super enthusiastic. He likes to, in one sense, if in the right connotation, poke his nose in all the services. He likes to do everything. Why should I give up? And that is a good servant. Who is a good servant? It's not that when somebody said that we want to get some work done, if somebody said, no, I'm doing enough service, he is not the person because he is already thinking he's doing enough. But if somebody wants to do more service, he says, yes, I can take more and more. So Balramji wants to do so much service that he expands. It was explained today afternoon. We were hearing the class by His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj. He was giving the class in London. And he was explaining that he expands as the Lord's bed. And I was just thinking that there's so much effort spent by people to have a nice bed. I mean, there are big shops now. RX Back. If you know this shop, they take up because if you don't sleep properly, you have serious back problem. I had got a catch 20 days back. I'm still suffering from that catch because I didn't sleep well and my bed was slouching. So it was not a proper position. I still have a problem. So bed is a very important thing because it gives you rest. So Balram becomes a wonderful bed. We have this sleep well or curl on. Very costly. I sometimes I see, when I come in the night here and we see our very, very wonderful brahmachari friends, they just have a mat, they just put the mat and they sleep and they're very happy. Many of them don't have pillows, they have this hand as the pillow, they sleep very well. But you go out, there are such elaborate arrangements. I once, many years back, went with my spiritual master to somebody's house, huge house, and the person first took us to his bedroom. it was the last room, but he said first in the bedroom, and it was just me and my spiritual master. We just went there, and it was we didn't see any bed there, and this is our bedroom. So of course, we dare not ask where is the bed because. So we both were looking at each other. This was way back in the late 80s or early 90s, a new furnished. So he said, this is our bedroom. So then we were looking at each other, and in a short time, he had his remote control with him. And he pressed one button. And then when he pressed one button, the whole wall, boom, 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 started opening. It just opened up like this, and it was this famous picture, if you know, I don't know what it is, that one man is putting his finger like this, this finger, and there's, what is it? Something, I don't know, but there's this finger, there's one man, there's sparks here and something, so that whole thing opened up, and then the whole bed opened up, and in a matter of few seconds, it was a palatial bed, and as soon as it opened up, there was birds chirping, and Maharaj said, and then moment he opened the bed, slowly the waterfall started. And it was a fantastic. And then he told, please sit. Maharaj said, we dare not sit here. Because Maharaj was cracking as joke. He said, what if it starts closing? So of course, that person, no, Maharaj, this is remote, everything is there. So we were sitting there, and then he left to get some refreshments for us. Maharaj said, this is like an altar. The bedroom for a materialist is like the altar, because that's where he does all his worship. And you all know what worship he does. All the worship for the body, all the enjoyment, all the inspiration, all the love that he gets is all from there. So a bedroom is, people spend so much money on a bedroom. So if an ordinary rich man, this man was one of the teeny rich people in the world, very small. But if Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, if he wants to take rest, can you imagine what type of bed that he needs and he wants and he should have? And that bed is supplied by our great Shri Balramji. Shri Balramji Maharaj ki. So Balramji becomes a beautiful bed, very soft, perfect, perfect fitting. Wherever our body has certain curves. A good bed is when the bed takes the form of the body, so that the body is well supported. That's what they advertise. This bed takes the form of your body. And Balramji, actually the whole idea of curl on and sleep well comes from Lord Balram, actually. Because Balramji, through his cows and tails and everything, must be making such amazing arrangement for Krishna that Krishna can sleep so well, on his bed. So that is. But bed, Krishna doesn't, of course, Krishna in the form of, Garbhodaksha Vishnu keeps on sleeping on the bed, but in general, Krishna doesn't sleep. He doesn't sleep more than 8 hours, or maybe less. As we hear from scriptures, Krishna gets up much early in the Brahma Muhurta, where the cooking of the rooster, it is said, when the rooster bird starts the hen starts, nowadays even the hens are in Maya. You have seen that? When I do go for a morning walk at 7:30, the hen is doing cuckoo. I say, what is it, 7:30? This idiot is. Usually, I remember when I was a kid, we used to have a lot of cuckoo, what is it called? Hens, no? Roosters, cocks, rooster. They start making the sound at 4:35. That's the good time, Brahma Muhurta. This fellow was doing at 7:30. So you can imagine this is one of the Kali Yuga symptoms, the rooster. Manda Sumanda Mati or Manda Bhagyoparita and rooster cooking at 7:30. But when Krishna was around, everything was perfect. The rooster would just sound at 3:34 and then he would make a sound and Krishna would get up and he would take his bath and then he would start meditating upon himself. So Krishna doesn't sleep much on the bed. So Balram said, well, Krishna sleeps only for 5, 6, 7 hours. What next? I need to serve him because he is a fanatic, enthusiastic servant. So what happens? He expands the clothes, expands the jewelry, expands the shoes, expands the flute. Everything that Krishna uses that you see on the altar is nothing but the expansion of Balram. And that's how he serves Krishna in Shantaras. And then in Dasyaras, he is serving as Lord Anantashesh, constantly being a servant of the Lord. And then as a friend, as we know, the beautiful childhood pastime of Krishna in Vrindavan, where Krishna and Balram, Dauji and Krishna, they go out and they are amazing friendly pastime. We'll discuss about them in due course. But he serves Krishna as a wonderful friend. And because he is the elder brother of Krishna, in the friendship is also some vatsalya, because there is some elderliness, some taking care type of feeling that I am an elder brother. Krishna, you have eaten dirt. I am going to tell Mother Yashoda, you have done that. And that's the mood of elder brother. A younger brother dare not do that. The Balram said, well, you are eating dirt, and I am your elder brother, I am going to tell, I am going to complain. So that is Vatsalya Bhav. So it serves as Vatsalya Bhav. But the challenge is, how do you serve Krishna in Madhurya Bhav? Balramji, how does he serve? He doesn't leave that also. Because the thing is, when Radharani and Krishna together, Balramji is never around. That's the Maryada. The elder brother is not around when the younger brother and the wife are together. Usually. He should not be, at least. That's the Maryada, natural. So Balramji never is around. You will never see any pastime where Radha and Krishna are there and Balramji is around. Very, very, very rare. Now the conjugate, not possible. But he never gives up that opportunity. In the form of Ananga Manjari. Ananga Manjari is the younger sister of Srimati Radharani and the younger sister of Sridama, their brother sister. He takes the form of Ananga Manjari, and in the form of Manjari he serves Krishna in Madhurya Ras. So this is the great enthusiasm of Balramji, that he wants to serve in all the rasas, and he has insatiable thirst for service. He is a service-holic. He has a fanatic thirst for service. That's his mood of Balramji. So once Srila in this Kumbh Mela, which happened in 1971, Srila Prabhupada was with his disciples, and Madhudvisha Prabhu, this is a story told by Giriraj Maharaj in his lecture. Madhudvisha Prabhu, Giriraj Maharaj was personally present at this time when this particular pastime happened. Madhudvisha Prabhu said, there is no difference from Krishna except that Krishna and Balram, except that Krishna is having the color of a bluish or a blackish monsoon cloud, and Balramji has the color of his skin which is bright like the spring cloud. There is no difference. And Jamuna Devi, our worshipable Jamuna Mataji, she was saying that no, there is another difference also. That Balram doesn't have a relationship with Radharani. Krishna has a relationship with Radharani. So there is a difference. So there was the argument. And these two were quite strongly arguing with each other. There is a difference. How can there not be a difference? There is more than one difference. So to argue in such topic is very good. Many times we argue over silly things. Whether India will win or Pakistan will win. Devotees. Whatever I am talking about is not for outsiders. Devotees, I just recently heard some devotee who is well equipped that Prabhu, सुना आपने वो श्रीलंका का भी चालू हो गया IPL, श्रीलंका Premier League. You all know it? If you don't know, I am informing you. I was informed by one devotee. So devotees are very well knowing about this. So they argue with things, but the two devotees here were arguing, there is a difference, there is no difference, there is a difference, there is no difference. And then Tamal Krishna Maharaj, who is the secretary, who is the personal assistant to Prabhupada, he said, wait, no arguments. Argument is not good. Let us clarify from Srila Prabhupada. So they went to Srila Prabhupada, and he said, I'll just write to read. He said that he went to Prabhupada. As the Madhudvisha Prabhu says that the only difference between Krishna and Balram is color. Krishna is blackish and Balram is whitish. Prabhupada said, that is right. That is perfectly right. Then Tamal Krishna said, but Mother Jamuna is saying there's another difference between Krishna, because Krishna is the only enjoyer of Srimati Radharani. And Srila Prabhupada replied, yes, that is also right. Then Tamal Krishna Maharaj said, but Prabhupada, they both are saying two different things. Prabhupada said, you also right. So how can they be right? There also you are right. So he said, Tamal Krishna Maharaj, what is the right thing? Prabhupada said, that you decide. Now we can say, well, Prabhupada was trying to just, that you decide. You chhod diya usko. Dot. But the fact is, this discussion is not a discussion in the preview of the brain, but it comes as a preview of the heart. So unless and until we come to that realization, and at least I am not, so let us not discuss this further. And when you come to the understanding, when as Prabhupada said, that you decide. So we will understand when the right time comes. But the crux of the matter is, there is no difference between Krishna and Balram, but there is a difference between Krishna and Balram. There is achintya bheda abheda tattva. There is a difference, but there is no difference. Both are the same, but both are different. So, if you want to really understand Krishna and Balram are two amazing partners. It's a fantastic team. Many of us, maybe we are not played, but we have this game of lawn tennis, which is played in Wimbledon, which was originated in Wimbledon, where two people, they throw balls and there's a team. So there is an amazing understanding between these two people of how do you really, if a ball comes here, you take care of it, and ball comes here, you take care of it. There's amazing complementary relationship between these two people, and that is exactly what we see in Krishna Balram. They're such amazing team, and the purpose of this team is to take everybody back to Godhead. That is the purpose. They're a wonderful complementary team, but when they come in this human form, when they come into this material world, they have differences because they are, as I said, same but still different. So as we know this famous thing, Balram, even though he was completely subservient to Krishna, but Balram has a great affinity for Duryodhan. He loved him. I mean, you say why? He just loved. I mean, there is no question why. He just liked him. He was his favorite student and not Bhima, even though he loved the Pandavas. So when Krishna and Balram, even though they are same as we discussed earlier, but when they come in this Nara pastime, when they do this Nara Leela, there is difference. And there's one beautiful pastime which shows the difference, but ultimately Lord Balram finds great pleasure in being subservient to Krishna. This is a beautiful pastime which happened. This is when Arjun disguised, he was doing Chaturmas, and he disguised himself as a sannyasi. And he was very much attracted to the beauty of Subhadra Devi, the sister of Balaram and Krishna. We have this beautiful Rath Yatra, Lord Jagannath, Baladev and Subhadra riding on their chariot, the sister of the two brothers. Arjun was very much attracted to Subhadra. So he went to Dwarka, and in a guise of a sannyasi, he was having all this dadi, he was doing Chaturmas, 4 months. It's still going right now, going on for all of us. But this is the end of Chaturmas. He came to Dwarka, and as decided, Subhadra also had given his heart to Arjun. And to cut the story short, it's a beautiful long story, you can read it today before you sleep in the night. But as explained, Subhadra Devi at a particular day, she drove a chariot, and our friend Arjun, Krishna's friend, not our friend, Krishna's friend, our master, Arjun was there, and Subhadra pulled Arjun on the chariot, and she started driving the chariot, and they left. And as explained, Balramji was very furious. Aag babula ho gaye. You know, this word Hindi is so nice, you know. English is not a good language. In Hindi, some words, they give a proper understanding of the feeling. You can see, aag babula. If you say Balram became angry, so it doesn't have that feeling. But you say Balramji aag babula ho gaye. Because I heard this Hindi lecture from one of the Hindi speakers, and he said Balramji became aag babula. I said, that's, you know, all the aag were coming, bum, 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 bum. very expressive word. Yeah, he became very angry. He took his weapons and everything. He started to attack. He said, how dare this happen? In fact, he called Arjun to his house. In fact, just as part of the story, he would call Arjun to his house as a sannyasi, not as Arjun. He fed him all the food and everything. And suddenly he finds this sannyasi kidnapping his sister. He said, what is this? I must teach him a lesson. He was very, you can imagine, and he had all the rights to be angry, because what happened was terrible, to say the least. So Krishna, I mean, Krishna is such an amazing person. He's such a cool-headed. He's a cool person. Aag babula ke samne cool. And then he said, and Krishna always this, Balram, where are you going? As if Krishna doesn't know, with all his weapons. Kya ho gaya? Where are you going? And then Balramji says, I want to kill that Arjun. He came in a disguise as sannyasi, and now he's abducted my sister. I want to kill him and teach him a lesson. Krishna replied, I did the same thing. I kidnapped Rukmini. My son Aniruddha kidnapped Usha. And Samba kidnapped Lakshmana. three people in the family did what Balramji was angry about. Can you imagine this? I said, first he said that I did the same thing. What I did to Rukmini, same thing. You know very well. And our Aniruddha, he did the same thing to Usha, and Samba did the same thing to Lakshmana. There's nothing, and Krishna says, this is verbatim, there's nothing wrong in that. Not for you. Other ladies will be very scared to go home today. Everybody will come in the horses and... Just here, don't do anything. So he said, I did the same thing. And besides, Arjun didn't kidnap Subhadra. Subhadra kidnapped Arjun. Balaram said, what? What do you mean? He said, who was driving the chariot? Subhadra. Who pulled Arjuna's chariot? Subhadra. Who drove the chariot after being pulled? Subhadra. So who kidnapped? Arjuna or Subhadra? I said, it makes sense here. So Krishna is such a cool-headed person. He has such amazing tark, he has such amazing arguments to really, and solid arguments. And then he gave the final argument, what we call the straw that broke the camel's back. I said, you can still do it. You can still say that what I did was wrong. You can still say that what Subhadra did was wrong. But if you kill Arjun, Subhadra will become a widow. You can go now. And then Balaram said, why would you tell me all these things earlier? Then he gets back and he becomes very happy. He is very happy. After all, Arjun is a good boy. There's nothing wrong. And gets him back. So this is the glorious relationship between Krishna and Balaram. Bolo Krishna Balaram ki! What a brilliant relationship. That Balaram becomes very angry. He becomes so angry at Krishna also. Krishna speaks something and the Balaram becomes completely silent, becomes such a cool person, and they become best of friends. So even if they are the same personalities in the Nara Leela, as we discussed, there is a difference. There is a difference of opinion, but ultimately Balaramji always is subservient to Krishna, and he finds great happiness to be subservient to Krishna. So Balaramji carries two things, the plow and the club. And our worshipable Gaur Govind Swami Maharaj explains so beautifully in one of his small lectures that what is this plow? Everything the Lord is not that, they just carry these things just because they just didn't find anything else. They were leaving the spiritual world and whatever came to hand they carried and came. They were running and they said, oh, it's time to go down. And then Balaramji happened to get a plow and Krishna happened to get a flute. And it is not just, something done in a very stupid way. There is a deep meaning in everything that the Lord does. Guhyam. There's a deep meaning, and the acharyas reveal that meaning. When you understand that meaning, that you realize is so much wonderful. When you see Krishna and Balaram, you can see here there's a plow and the club is not manifested. If you have the eyes, you will see the club also. That Balaramji carries the plow and the club. So it's explained by Gaur Govind Maharaj that with the plow, he makes our heart a fertile place. He rips the heart. You have seen Tilling, if you go now, this is the right time where they, maybe some time back in Vada, I have been there a month back, and they were everybody was with their tractors, unfortunately with the tractors, some of them with the bulls. They were plowing the field, and the field gets just ripped apart, and they press it more and more and more, and to go deep so that when it moves, it just rips apart the land, so that, there's a proper fertile place for the seed to go. So what is explaining that he rips his plow, cultivates the field and removes the anarthas, and his club protects this plant which is growing from anarthas. See the meaning. these are the people whom we should take shelter of. That Balramji, in the form of the spiritual master, as the original spiritual master, in the form of the Siksha Guru and the Diksha Guru, in the form of Srila Prabhupada, they are plowing our heart to make it a fertile place for the Bhaktilata beach to grow. And as beautifully explained by Dayaram Prabhu today morning, he was speaking so brilliantly about this aspect of this beach being plowed, but we have to safeguard this beach when it grows into a creeper, Bhakti Lata, with certain anarthas, with certain weeds that grow. So Balramji is having that club, he protects with that club. Club means to protect, it's used for protection. So club is used for protection, so he protects that. And when our heart is properly tilled and properly, there's a Bhakti Lata beach is properly sown in that, and when we are protecting ourselves from anarthas, Gaur Govind Maharaj says, one fine day we will hear Krishna's flute which is in his hand, and we will get attracted to that flute of Krishna. So all the three things have a meaning. First comes the plow, it creates the right ground, then comes the club to give the right protection, and by doing bhajana kriya, plows, as I understand, is nothing but Shraddha and some, we start bhajan kriya. And anartha nivritti is nothing but the club, getting rid of the anarthas. And by doing constant bhajan kriya and anartha nivritti, constant bhajan kriya and anartha nivritti, by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, we get into a situation where we slowly, one fine day, can hear Krishna's flute and get attracted to Krishna's flute. So that is the exact purpose of these two brothers holding these three beautiful things in their hands. So one of the different things that the Lord does, as we understand, is beautiful pastimes. And we'd like to discuss about this two specific pastimes today. This is the situation where Krishna and Balram, these two brothers, who were the life and soul of all the Brijabasis, everybody lived for Krishna and Balram's pleasure, and they were just hankering for Krishna and Balram's darshan. So Krishna and Balram till the time they were age of 5, they were just going around either in the gullies of Vrindavan to do their grazing of calves. But when they became 6 years old, now 6 years is not that big, but it's big enough for grazing the cows. So they were sent. There was a beautiful festival called Gopashtami, which happens in the month of Kartik. And Krishna and Balram were sent to graze the cows, and they would go deep into the forest of Vrindavan to take. It is such a beautiful pastime. So as they were going, every day they would go out and graze the cows, and they would do amazing. It was simply fun. Vrindavan is fun. It's simply, ecstatic fun. They would simply enjoy. There is nothing like responsibility. The responsibility is also but fun. So they were enjoying themselves. And one day, Subal, Stoka Krishna and Shridama, they came to Krishna. And they said, Krishna, very hungry. Extremely hungry. And, there's hunger here. And far away we see this and we smell. We don't see, but we smell this amazing sweet aroma coming from this special fruits called the tal fruits. They're hanging there in bunches. I was just thinking in my mind while I read this, that Krishna and his friends were attracted, Krishna's friends were attracted to the bunches of tal which are hanging on the trees in Talavan. And what is the situation now? Our children. They are attracted to the bunches of the junk food packets that are hanging from the stores. And they are madly attracted. The way the cowherd boys were so much intoxicated, I can tell you about my own daughter. I said, Papa, please, one packet. What is the name of the packet? Papa, Hippo. The whole packet is called Hippo and Kurkure. It's junk food. And you see these packets after packets after packets just just hanging. Practically, you don't see the person who is selling it. Just packets everywhere. Just imagine from where to where. From tala fruits on the trees to junk food in the stores. But the feeling is the same. The covered boy has the same feeling as the children have now, but for different things. So sad. Such a perverted society that we are living in. But anyway, the friend said, Krishna, we need to go there. And Krishna was saying that in the Talvan fruits, there are many fruits that are falling in the trees, and many of them already are lying on the ground. But they are all been guarded by this powerful ass demon, Dhenuka. And they said, oh Krishna, oh Balram, oh killer of the enemies, they said. So what was the friends doing? The friends are very smart. Brijbasis are not simple people, they're smart people. You can see they're simple. But friends were very smart. They were trying to incite Krishna. Say, Krishna, fruits are there. And this will be guided by a donkey, by an ass. And you are the killer of all the enemies. You should do something. Come on. And by the way, Krishna, if you kill these enemies, our love for you is not going to decrease. Vishnu Chakra Thakur explains. It's not that we are going to feel that you are a great person. We will still consider you to our friend. Because our love for you is so intense. We will never see you anything else but a friend. So please go ahead and kill this Dhenukasur demon and free this Talavan forest for everyone to enjoy. Moment Krishna and Balram heard this, you know what they did first? They laughed. They laughed very loudly. And Vishnu Chakra Thakur explains that why did they laugh? Because they said, how can a donkey or a donkey be so powerful? And I said, we have to fight with a donkey? कुछ नहीं तो गधे से ठीक है वो भी कर लेंगे friends के लिए. For a friends anything is fine. So they laughed. And then Balramji got into super action, and we'll understand why. Balramji got really into action. He just and he went to one of the huge tala fruits and started shaking very, very rigorously. Now try to understand. Balramji is the way he looks, and we all seen photographs of Balram. He's so soft. It's like butter, white butter, so soft. I'm sure many of us go to the stores and we see these people, who are, and Balramji, as we know his name, Balaram, he is powerful, he's Bala, very Baladev, very strong, he loves to exhibit his strength. And there are many people who are Paundraka, or who are perverted Balram, who also show their strength. You have seen photographs of people like, you've seen them? They are quite, but at one point, they do, and then, and then do, and then all this small, all the things. What's that? 6 packs. Very, very learned audience. 6 packs. It's nothing but a pack, because the whole body is packed as is. It's a pack of urine, stool, that's a pack. It's a pack, right? So it's 6 packs. So they show, and you see they are so grotesque. They are like, and another way they show, many years when I was a child, I used to love to see one sport in Olympics. That was weightlifting. It's fun, and I'm sure you must have seen. If you've not seen, we'll explain how it happens. This person comes. This person comes and he's just blowing everywhere. I don't know what happens. I wonder why he's blowing, and then he comes, and then he bends, and it bends down, about to lift, then he again stands up. and then he, everything is just coming out, and then he's and on one shot he can't lift, he has to wait. He waits like this, and then ow, and in a matter of 2 seconds he throws it down. This is the, I mean, some of them are 132 kilos band and 140 kilos and, all these things. But Balramji didn't do all these things. He just went and his body was so soft, so attractive, like a child, like a baby. 6 years old, what can a child of 6 years old, what muscles, even if he shows, what does he have to show? Nothing, it's just kakdi. We would call them kakadis, So but Balram was so beautiful. Balramji was so beautiful and so powerful that he went there and started shaking, and the whole tree was shaking rigorously. Tal trees are not easy to, they're tall and they're huge, and they were huge, and they were in Dwapar Yuga. They're not Kali Yuga tal trees. Kali Yuga everything shrinks, so they become and short. But they were huge and tall, huge trees. Balramji was shaking and everything fell down. And he was enjoying, come on friends, come on, it's all falling. We can enjoy that. But Dhenukasura, you all see Little Krishna, right? Ye kaun aaya hai? Beautifully shown. Mere ek jungle mein, kaun aaya hai? And then he came, and then he said, and he saw this boy, and the another two of his Tapori friends of the Dhenukasura, were all doing, yeah. So, but Dhenuka, he became very angry. When you are drunk and you become angry, you have much more power, isn't it? One slap of an alcoholic, it's much more intense than a normal person, because he slaps in a loose way. He has no control. So Dhenuka came running, and usually, the way donkeys come, they come running, they stop, and then from the hind leg they kick. So he came running and he kicked Balramji, and Balramji was thrown. So again he came running, and of course we know the beautiful story, but Balramji was so strong. This Dhenuka was such a powerful demon that one of the special services, because for Kamsa to get a right type of drink to intoxicate him was very important. To get a right beverage to intoxicate him was very important, and he had given this service exclusively to Dhenukasura to take care of this Talavan forest. Very powerful demon. But Balramji he said that this man is too much. He kicked me. And Balramji just in one shot took out his hind legs and zoop, 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 zoop. And with the power of the centrifugal or a centripetal? Centrifugal force. It's a zoop, 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 zoop. And he just threw him, the first guy to go up. And he threw him on the biggest tal fruits, trees. And with that, as we all know, all the donkeys came from, and it was not just one person, there were whole group of donkeys. And even now, if you go to Talavan, there are not many, but you still find donkeys. But they are too small and too docile now. Kali Yuga after all, what to do. We went to Talavan, and my brother, Dwarkadish, we took a photo of a donkey from Talavan. We still have it. Special, right? A donkey in Talavan. So we have a photo, but very small looking donkey. But Krishna and Balram started swirling them and throwing them, swirling them and throwing them, swirling them and throwing them. But the question is asked that why is it that all the demons were killed by Krishna, but why is it that Balram killed Dhenukasura, and why not Krishna? Krishna gave the whole charge. This is teamwork. Krishna said, Balram, this is your guy. You take care of him. I can't do anything. Why? Because, as explained, that this Dhenukasura was one of the 100 sons of Bali Maharaj in his previous life by the name Sahasik. He was one of the 100 sons of Bali Maharaj and by the name of Sahasik, and he went with his 10,000 wives to the Gandhamadana forest to enjoy it. Gandhamadana is basically the honeymoon spot for the demigods. And he went there to enjoy and everything. And somehow Durvas Muni is always there at the wrong place many times. I mean, why should he go there of all the places? But he was there, because all this Sahasik, and his name was Sahasik, means he he must be having real sahas. So he went there with all the 10,000. And once the ladies, when one lady is enough to make a sound. Can you imagine 10,000 ladies, how much sound it gets created? And there were 10,000 ladies there, and they were all playing musical instruments, and all of them were having so many ornaments. Everybody was moving, and the ornaments were making all the sounds. And Durvas Muni was doing, and they said, he got disturbed in his meditation. He came out, and he came out, and he saw what's happening, and he saw this sahasik, and he said, "You ass-like person!" Because Durvas Muni, something comes out of his mouth, and that becomes a curse. What to do? So he said, "You ass-like person." He was very angry. He cursed him. Said, "I cursed you to become an ass. Because you have done things, you are a stupid person and you are behaving like an ass. I curse you to become an ass, and you will be delivered only after maybe some thousands of years by Balaramji. And this will happen in the forest of Talavan and Vrindavan. Till that time you will remain an ass." So that is one reason why Krishna gave the chance to Balaram. And second reason is, in the form of Lord Nrsimhadev, he had promised that 21 generations are all delivered. I will not do anything to and Bali Maharaj was the grandson, is it not? Grandson of Prahlad. This was his son. So he said, "This is not something which I can do anything. Balaram, this is your baby. This is your service." That's how Balaramji killed Dhenukasura. And that's how in this beautiful pastime of Dhenukasur happened, with Lord Balaramji taking the lead. And that's how all the donkeys were thrown in the different trees. And we all know, Prabhupada explains this, it was a beautiful panoramic scene. It was a beautiful scene of different colored donkeys lying on different trees and all. And you know something, the coward boys didn't eat the tal fruits anymore after that. Because he said it's all tinged with the blood of all the donkeys, we don't want to eat it. So the whole idea was to just kill this donkey and send him back to the spiritual world. So they send him back. And the Acharyas explain so beautifully that our hearts is Amara Man Vrindavan. Our heart is like Vrindavan, which is actually the place where Krishna resides. But right now that place of Vrindavan, which is the sweet fruits of our heart, are meant for the pleasure of the Brijabasis, meant for the pleasure of Krishna, meant for the pleasure of the spiritual master, Lord Balram. But their fruits are being enjoyed separate from Krishna. It's become a place which is Talavan with Dhenukasur inside. And when the spiritual master comes in our life, in the form of the spiritual master, in a form like Balramji, he shakes your life. And we all know how we are all being shaken up, is it not? We all are shaking in our spiritual life. We never knew that this is the way the Guru will shake us in our spiritual life. We all are shaken. First the 4 Agri Principles, and then we realize the 4 Agri Principles are not just, there are so many things that we need to do, so many problems and so many things that we need to be careful about. We never, I remember I never heard all this, the demons of Vrindavan, symbolic representations of what each demon means. I never heard it earlier. But then when I heard it, I said there's so many things to be careful about in our spiritual life. Intercommunal rivalry and lethargy and so many things are there. So Guru comes and shakes our spiritual life. And if we allow the Guru to shake our spiritual life, it might be very disturbing. The way Dhenukasura was very disturbing, it's extremely disturbing. And sometimes we feel that what is happening? But we allow. We keep on chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Keep on shaking our fingers. Keep on chanting intense rounds nicely. Then in due course we are making our hearts a beautiful place where Krishna can return, and it becomes like a beautiful place of Vrindavan. So this was a demon, and it's explained that there were 2 demons which Balramji killed, which one was Dhenukasur and other was one more demon that we are going to describe. These are 2 demons which represent anarthas which the sadhaka has to personally work upon to get rid of those anarthas. Other anarthas Krishna can take rid of. Putna, false guru, Krishna kills. But the anarthas, Dhenukasura, is basically the proprietorship of things. Is something that we need to work upon. And the second demon that Balramji killed was the demon Pralamba. Another very, very special and powerful demon. It was said that Krishna and Balramji would play many, many games, hide and seek, and there's one more game that they played which is called Hirana Dhava, explained by other acharyas. Not Hirana, Harina Dhava. So they said that the way deers would run, how they run, they jump and run. So that's how the coward boys would run like that, and they would have matches in two groups, and whichever person won the loser had to carry the winner on their back. So they would run to one of the trees, which is the Bandirava tree. They would run to that place, and they had to run back with the person, whoever loser had to carry the winner on the shoulder. So they made teams, and Krishna and Balaram said, okay, let's make team. So in teams we have two captains. Who are the natural captains? Krishna and Balaram's side, and Krishna and Balaram made. But on that day, there was this one coward boy who was sick, who did not come for some reason. Maybe not sick because there is no sickness in Vrindavan, but he was not. He did come for some reason. This powerful demon Pralamba, he took the guise of exactly that particular coward boy, and he was recruited in the team of Krishna. See, this is very interesting, very, very interesting. This demon took the form of exactly the coward boy, and he went to the team of Krishna. And then Krishna and Balaram's team did the match, and then Krishna's team lost, and Balaram's team won. This is another amazing thing. Krishna loses, Krishna can lose. So what had happened is, Krishna had to carry Sridhama on his back. And of course the idea was that they just carry little in the back just to prove that they're the winners, and they put the person down. But Pralamba, who carried Balramji on his back, because he was a loser and Balramji was the winner. And Pralamba started to run in a different direction. And when he was running, Balramji was a very, very light coward boy. Balramji was very light. He was running on his back and running, he going deeper and deeper. And Balramji was enjoying the ride. He said, come on, enough, now stop it. So Balramji knew it, but still he acted as not knowing. So as he was running, this demon was running more and more, and then Balramji realized this person is really up to something. And then Balramji started becoming heavier and heavier and heavier and heavier and heavier, very, very heavy. So at one point in time, he became so heavy that this person, this coward boy, disguised, he couldn't run anymore. And it took the form of the actual huge mountain-like Pralambasura with red coppery eyes, coppery beard. It is described. Huge personality. And Balramji was still very small. He didn't become like, very small. He was like and suddenly Balaram found himself very high. He was very high on the weight because this person grew. Pralamba grew. And Balramji, we have seen this is a typical way the Krishna book is. There's a lot of description which happens, they run around and everything, but the climax is completely abrupt ending. In one shot these guys are finished. Many things happen and boom. So what happened? He's running, he's growing. Balramji said enough is enough, and he took his hand and his one hand on his head. Finished. One hand is not that. No, he's not that. You had to work hard to breathe. Just one hand, boom, and it's finished. And as Maharaj was explaining today morning in the class, that there are amazing things coming out of his head. Because it was cracked. It was like a huge volcano erupting out from his head. It was so obnoxious. But because Balramji was up there, the whole thing was extremely beautiful. And Pralamba was finished. This is the end of Pralamba. So the Leela happens, but the killing is very abrupt. It just finishes. Pralamba was killed. So what do we understand from this demon Pralamba? It is a very important. Many years back, my father told me about this two personalities. Maybe many of the old people would know it. This was Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. There was a novel written by Robert Louis Stevenson. in UK, and he wrote this novel of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Now these were not two people. These were the same people with split personalities. Dr. Jekyll was an extremely cruel person. Mr. Hyde was a very nice person, very good person. So he saw that every person has this split mentality. When they come to temple, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Oh, you're so nice, Prabhuji. I think I've shared with you, many years back. Many years back, there was a discussion between two devotees, and I was a silent listener to this discussion because I was that time also a very junior small devotee. So I was listening to this. They said, Prabhuji, please, if you have mercy on me, mercy. I said, Prabhuji, you should give mercy to me. I said, Prabhu, I'm like the worm in your stool. I said, such things are not spoken like this openly. These things you should tell only to your doctor. Till now, I heard these things. It will be told the doctor there is worms in my stool. But here, devotees are talking openly, worm in your stool. So then the other person heard that, oh, this person said that he's the worm in my stool. So I should. And devotees, there is a competition there. We make, what should I speak so I appear to be more fallen? So he said, Prabhu, I am the worm in the stool of that worm. For a few seconds I said, Acha, the worms also pass stool and they also have worms. Because at that time I was forced to believe that whatever devotees say is true. I said maybe the devotees know that the worm also passes stool and they also have worms because they also intestines was getting infected and they also get worms. Possible. But that's what we are in the temple. We are supposed to be like that. But we should be the same in front of our wives or with the stool and worm thing also. But we see this split personality. It's serious business that we're talking about now. We have this very, very dangerous habit of the split mentality. Mr. Hyde, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde split personality. Of being something that we are not. Creating a Paundraka-like facade of ourselves. Paundraka acted like Krishna. He got some cost of money stuck to it. He got 4 hands. Some other, he got the help of Narari Prabhu or somebody, and he got this 4 proper good-looking hands, stuck to his thing. A golden. His hair was made golden at one point. There was a golden Lakshmiji sitting there, and all these things he did. But he was Paundrak. He was a rascal. He was an imitator. Right? He was number one hypocrite. This Paundraka-like mentality comes in all of us. Because as we always understand that, the Guru in the form of Lord Balramji, in the form of, he creates a very high standards, absolutely no unearthers, very strict life, very high standards that Prabhupada has set for us, very high standards that our spiritual master sets for us. And we find ourselves lagging behind from the standards. Much lower than that, what Guru is expecting. What happens? We can do 3 of the things. The standard is here, we are here. One thing is, get the standard down. Prabhuji, sab theek hai na? Prabhuji, मैं तो fallen आदमी है, 8 बजे से पहले उठ नहीं सकता मैं. See, Prabhuji, I'm frank, I'm frank. See, I'm very honest. I cannot get up before 8 o'clock. Don't tell me to preach. I will chant Hare Krishna, but not before 8 o'clock. Prabhuji, sabhi ka kanda lasun, what to do? I have to eat. Sometimes I have to eat. So some people, they bring down the standards and they become shameless. They lose their shame and they bring down the standards. But this is what it is. This is Sri Ramadas as it is. The way I am. To bring down the standard. Other is that sincere devotees. They work hard, they go slowly and slowly and slowly, and they reach that standard. And they keep working hard to remain a standard, because it's not easy to, it's one thing to go there, but another thing to remain there. So they work hard and they reach the standard. And they are the people, the real sadhakas. They chant intense rounds every day, they read Bhagavatam every day, They associate with devotees in humble spirit every day. 2 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 30 years, intense sadhana bhakti. Like the Goswamis, Sankhya Purvaka Nama Gana Natimbi. In scheduled measurements, intensely. Scheduled measurements means not only the numbers, but also the right time. They will chant their rounds in the mornings. They will read Bhagavatam regularly. They will come to temples on the Sundays regularly. They will dance in the Kirtan regularly. They will distribute Prabhupada's books regularly. They will collect Janmashtami fundraising every Janmashtami. All of you. Janmashtami, Krishna is waiting for your collection. They will sincerely, as a Prabhuji, every Janmashtami will do. No, every Janmashtami is a unique opportunity to do more and more and more. Get more of the money that is lying there in the mood of Hanumanji at the feet of Ram, which is lying with Ravan right now. That's the mood. We do fundraising. The sincere devotee will work hard year after year, on and never giving up. That's the second thing you can do. And the third thing that you can do is to act as if you are here, when actually you are here. To create an illusion, to fake it to such an extent that you start believing that you are here. And that is what gives rise to the split personality. And that is what Pralambasur represents. He came in a guise of an innocent coward boy, very innocent looking, very sweet looking personality, but with having demoniac, horrendous desires. To kill Krishna and Balram. To wipe out Krishna and Balram from the land of Vrindavan. That is the mood that he came for. So that is the split mentality. That it represents the strong desire that the sadhaka starts getting of love, puja and pratishtha. That beautifully was explained by Dayaram Prabhu today morning. He is described so beautifully. You must hear his class, today's morning class. He was describing about this, that how a devotee after many years of practice of Krishna consciousness, he starts getting these desires, these weeds are coming of love, puja and pratishtha. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, of all the things that he wrote for the 8 verses, and he wrote, Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim, kavitam va jagadish kamaye, mama janmani janmaneshwari, bhavatad bhakti ahetukitvai. That I do not want all these things, I do not want followers. Because as we grow in Krishna consciousness, we have this, everybody has these groups. This is my group. And this is my people. And I am, as Dayaram Prabhu was briefly explaining, that I am their, I am not a guru, but they call me a guru, what to do. And then you start getting this puja, pratishtha. And that is what Pralambasur represents. The duplicitous mentality that devotees have. And that can be only cured by the mercy, by the intervention, by the surgery, by the blow of the spiritual master. The spiritual master, through his Vani, he breaks your head. Every time he speaks, he pounds your head to break your skull and make some sense to your brains. To give up this mentality of duplicity. So Pralambasur is representing that. And Balramji was so very expert that he killed them, and then it was a wonderful festival. And the Brijbasis were amazed at how Balramji killed these two demons. So we must understand that Lord Balramji is a very, very special personality. We are running short of time. So Balramji is an extremely special personality. A person whom we can completely surrender to, and this same Balramji, in this beautiful song which was a favorite of Srila Prabhupada, he says, Balaram hoilo nitai. The same Balramji came in the form of Lord Nityananda. The same Balramji who with the same mood, but much more compassion. As explained, that Balramji killed Roma Harshana Suta with the blade of grass because he didn't stand and give him respect. But Nityananda took the same blade of grass in his teeth. Dante Trina Dhori. He went, his same blade of grass, he didn't use it to anybody, he put it in between his teeth and begged to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to please leave Jagai and Madhai. So that is the mercy of Krishna Balram, that is the mercy of Gaur Nitai. And that supreme mercy the completion of any understanding we have is how everything is manifesting in our Srila Prabhupada. This whole discussion will be incomplete till the time we don't understand that how Srila Prabhupada was the incarnation, the very representation of Lord Balramji's mercy and Lord Nityananda Prabhu's mercy. That how he came and he, by his powerful teachings, by his powerful writings, he's creating the revolution in the world, which is nothing but a work of Lord Balramji, work of Lord Nityananda Prabhu. So today, a very auspicious day, Balramji, we should pray for all this mercy upon us, so that he can deliver us from this dangerous mood of Dhenukasura, trying to enjoy, the desire to enjoy and lord it over. The most dangerous. Because one thing I would like to just add, I was having a discussion with Niranjan Maharaj a few months back. He said that, he made a beautiful point. I said, actually, this duplicity is a disease which is most affecting the devotees. Because the outsiders, they don't need to be duplicitous, because they are shameless, they can be what they are. They don't need to hide something, because they are fallen. But duplicity is something which infects the devotees more than anything else, because they are not what they are, and they want to show something what they are not. That's the great danger. So let us pray to Balramji to please get rid of this Pralamba mentality that we have, that how we have this desire for Labh, Puja and Pratishtha. And we'd like to end this discussion by chanting this beautiful mantra that is at the pranam for Balramji. You will repeat after me. Namaste halagraha, Namaste Musalayudha, Namaste Revati Kanta, Namaste Bhaktavatsala, Namaste Balinam Shrestha, Namaste Dharani Dhara, Pralambara Namaste Tu, Imam Krishna Purvaja. This is a beautiful prayer that we all sang. It said, obeisances to you, O holder of the plough. Obeisances to you, O wielder of the mace. Obeisances to you, O darling of Revati. Obeisances to you who are very kind to your devotees. I offer my respectful obeisances unto Lord Balram, the best of the strong and the support of the earth. Obeisances unto you, O enemy of Pralamba. Please deliver me, O elder brother of Krishna. Let us, with this understanding, repeat this mantra once again. Namaste halagraha, Namaste Musalayudha, Namaste Revati Kanta, Namaste Bhaktavatsala, Namaste Balinam Shrestha, Namaste Dharani Dhara, Pralambara Namaste To, Imam Krishna Purvaja. So let us all pray to Lord Balramji. Balramji means strength, and Rama means to one who has great spiritual strength, and Prabhupada sometimes translated strength as intelligence. A person who is intelligent is also strong. So let us all pray to Lord Balramji that we get the spiritual strength and the spiritual intelligence to take the right decisions in our life, because at every minute we are at the crossroads of our life. And we have always had to make a decision whether to go the Maya way or to go the Krishna way. And if we have the sharp intelligence, which is nothing but a mercy of Lord Balramji upon us, then we will be able to make the right decisions to always take the Krishna way, and we get the strength to say no to Maya. And slowly and surely, we will, with the help of spiritual master, with the help of the Vaishnavas, we will work together and find all of us one fine day in the wonderful presence of Krishna and Balram in the land of Vrindavan. Shri Krishna Balram ji ki, Srila Prabhupada ji ki, Hitai Gaura Premanandi. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.